You have to not only live your life in spite of people who don't understand you, you have to have more fun than they do.
I did a number on these DIYs, baby. Who's counting? Who's counting? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 DIYs. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, hi guys. My name's Miranda, and we are going to do a DIY today, all Taylor Swift Reputation inspired, and I'm just so excited. So I'm gonna start with her sweater that she actually wears on the cover of her album. So let's get into it. Okay, let's start with where I got the sweater. I went to the DAV and I found, oh my gosh you guys, I looked at so many thrift stores and I could not find like a plain gray crew neck sweatshirt. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go to Target and buy one, and it's gonna be like $15. But at the last place I checked had one for $1. Check your local thrift stores. If not, you can definitely find a gray crew neck sweatshirt. It's really easy. So I started by cutting the neck out. On Taylor Swift's, the neck is just really big. It's not cut out, but it's stretched out to the point where it's like off the shoulder, which is really weird. I've never seen anything like that, and I had no idea how to like stretch the collar out to do that, so I just cut mine. You start at the shoulder and then you cut to the other shoulder, and you just cut like an inch or however much you want, and then it makes the neck bigger and it'll like slide off to one shoulder and look super cute. Then I looked at a picture of her sweater, kind of copy where the holes are. If you see a hole here, then put a hole on that sweater. If you see a hole here, put a hole on that sweater. And just to note, there's one big hole on the shoulder. I can't remember which shoulder it is, but it's a bit bigger than the rest of them, so just be sure to get that hole. Okay, so to do the zigzag gold thread part, you are going to need to know how to hand sew. So to make my thread thicker, I threaded it through the needle and pulled it all the way down, and then I tied a knot at the end with both strings in the knot so that the thread had 2 strands to it, if that makes any sense. And then you go in through the back of the hole. You take your thread up to the top of the hole, go in through the front of the hole and out through the back of the hole, and continue this process zigzagging all the way through the hole. And then once you get to the end of the hole, make sure that you tie a knot at the end and cut the excess off. And when you tie the knot, tie it in the back so that no one can see the knot, obviously. Just do it all to all the holes, and then you have her sweater. And oh my gosh, how lit would it be if you showed up at her concert in the sweater? I'm actually going to be putting this sweater on sale for sale. Wow, let's talk Miranda. Grammar, English. I'm actually going to be putting this sweatshirt for sale on my Etsy, so if you don't want to make one, be sure to go to the link below and check that out, because maybe you could just purchase it to wear to her concert. We can be For the second DIY, I'm taking a line from one of her songs and putting it on a shirt with embroidery thread. It's like a cute kind of handmade stitching effect, if that makes sense. And I took the quote, "Guess I'll just stumble on home to my cats," for this shirt. My brother recently got a cat, so maybe that's why I was a little inspired to do that quote. But you could really take any quote from a song that you like. To start this DIY, you're going to take chalk and draw on your shirt what you want to say, and if you want a picture, like I put the little cat ears and whiskers. Then you are going to take a embroidery hoop, and you're gonna put the hoop that doesn't have the screw in the back, and you're gonna put the hoop that does screw on the front, and you push the back part into the front hoop, and then you tighten the screw, and that allows the shirt to just be tighter so that you have a more reliable canvas to work with. Then you are going to thread a needle with embroidery thread, and you go through the back of the shirt and you pull up, and then you make a little like tick mark of thread and you pull it back through the front out the back of the shirt, And then you're going to do the same thing, but you're not going to do it in the exact place that you ended your last one. You're going to move up a little tick mark and continue this until you have your letter or your shape. And this one is very time consuming, so again, if you want to just buy it, head over to my Etsy.
I hate more than what I can't have. Guess I'll just stumble on home to my cats. Alone. You're so gorgeous.
So the last DIY is pretty fun. I actually did it this morning. It's basically a shirt from her Look What You Made Me Do. Well, it's inspired by the Look What You Made Me Do music video, because she has this black shirt that is like furry and it says rep on it in sparkly silver bedazzleness. And I was like, that's interesting, I want to do that. But what she's wearing isn't like a wearable piece, like you probably wouldn't like go out in that. So I wanted to just do it on a plain black long sleeve t-shirt for you guys, because I thought that that would be more wearable, and you guys could also wear this to her concert. Well, you can wear any of these to her concert. The first step is you are going to go to your computer and you are going to type rep on Word document, and then you are going to print that out. You need some piece of cardboard or something that you can cut on, because you are going to take an X-Acto knife and cut out the black block letters. Please note that if you do not feel comfortable using an X-Acto knife, get someone that is or is older to help you out, because I've cut myself with an X-Acto knife and it is not fun. I was at the ER for like 10 hours with like an open bleeding wound. Like, it's not worth it, guys. So just get someone to help you if you really need help. Once you do that, you are going to lay your black t-shirt down and put that piece of cardboard in between the shirt layers, and you're going to tape this is basically our stencil, like it's a handmade stencil. You could actually buy a stencil for this if you wanted. I just didn't want to spend that much money. I just made my own. You want to tape your stencil down onto your shirt in the middle. But you are going to need some E6000 glue. Is that what it's called? I can't remember. You're going to squirt some out. For some reason, this glue is kind of like hot glue. Like, it just keeps dripping out of the bottle even if you're not squeezing it out for whatever reason. It's really annoying. So put it on like a napkin or a plate or something, because you don't want that all over your shirt. You're going to take some tweezers, and basically I was using the tweezers to like spread the glue onto the shirt, and then I would take the other pair of tweezers and I would pick up like a little gem and place it where I wanted it, and I would just fill in that entire stencil with jewels. And you're gonna do this to all of your letters, but the E and the P have little circles inside of these letters. So you're going to have to work with this. What you're going to do is tape down the whole of the letter to the edge of the letter so that it doesn't move. You'll go ahead and fill in everything around the tape, then you'll pull the tape off and you'll fill in that with gems as well. And you just continue this process with the P as well. And just know, if you guys need to move the stencil up a bit and have a gem like kind of under the stencil to just like straighten it out a bit, I had to do that, so just note like that's fine. Like, you don't have to follow the stencil exactly. And also, when you pull the stencil up, you can always add jewels as well 3 days before you even wash it, because you don't want the gems to fall off. And you don't want to give it time to really dry and be the best quality of shirt it can be.
Big reputation, big reputation. Oh, you and me would be a big conversation. And I heard about you. Oh.
I can't wait for you awesome Swifties to recreate these DIYs and maybe send me pictures of you in them at her concert. That'd be pretty cool. My social media is linked down below, and you can subscribe down below. And just remember, if you don't believe in magic, you will never get your fairy tale. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next week. Bye!
Oh my god.
What?
That whole time I wasn't recording?
No! Not bad girl, but I do a bad thing.
Oh, that's on me!
What?
I'm kidding. It looks like you're gonna completely step on it.
I thought you were saying I was gonna step on a bug. I was like, no, what bug did I step on? Okay, so I'm using this background for this picture, and then the hair. The hair was actually really hard.
Samuel, if you're here, please move the pencil. If any spirits are with us, please move the pendulum.